Hi, my name's Warren. Today we're going to look at using Power Query to help you analyze and format data. Power Query is a very powerful tool. You can find it in Excel now and in Power BI. And basically what it's used for, you can automate repetitive tasks that you do frequently. So if every month you're formatting your data that you're using in Excel or in Power BI, and you're doing certain steps every single month, you can use Power Query to automate those steps. So we're going to go through a couple of examples on how to clean data, how we can combine data into one file, and then pull that into Excel. And then in the last video, I'll show you how you can do that in Power BI too. So to take you through what we're going to do today, here you can see I've got a couple of tabs. In the actual data, these would be separate files, but just for the sake of presentation, I'm keeping them all together here. So here we have sales data for January. We only have a few records, but in the real world, this could be millions of records. We have an ID, which is unique to every transaction. We've got a customer, and here you can see the formatting of the customer field is not great. We've got capital letters, we've got small letters heading up the name and surname. We've got titles in front of some and not in front of others, so we would want to fix that up. We have a date column. We've got a quantity column and a price column, and here we have a product category. We then have February sales data, and here you can see there's a heading at the top. We then have column headings. The format is the same as the structure of the table is the same as January. We have a unique transaction ID, but here we see there's a duplicate record. Again, the formatting of the name is not great. We have blank records here. And again, we have our date, quantity, price, and category. So what we would want to do is to combine these two data sets together and then add the salesperson that sold that item. So in our real world scenario, we have a CSV file that has the transaction ID and who the salesperson was that handled that sale. So we'd want to include this in our final data table. And here again, you can see Mark has got 2 capital letters. We would want to format the text there too. So we'd want to combine it all into one table, do all the formatting. This hasn't been formatted yet, but pull through the salesperson at the end here. And we'd also want to pull through a text value for the product category, not just the ID here. So when we sit with the business and we say to them, what do they need us to do? They've given us the following instructions. So the business wants all the sales data in one table with the sales rep added. They want all the business rules to be applied to the data, which they're going to give us here. So we would have had a workshop with them to understand exactly what they want. They want a separate table showing the sales rep and totals that we'll do right at the end. And they're looking at maybe having a separate table with product category. We'll do one of these as an example. They're saying they don't have the product category text, but if there's a 1, it must be clothing. If there's a 2, it must be furniture. 3 must be gardening. So when we're looking at our data, wherever there's these IDs here, we need to pull through the supplied category that they've given us. They don't want any duplicates in their data. They don't want any blank data. They want the 2 months to be joined together. They want the sales rep added. The customer names must be split into first name and last name. A title must be in a separate field if there is a title. They want a year month and a year month column added. All names must have the first letter capitalized. So names and surnames must have a capital as the first letter. All numbers should have 2 decimals. We need to show the product category text as per the information they've given us here. To calculate the total sales, we need to look at the data and multiply quantity by price. So we need to add that as a column. And then they want a sales bucket to be able to categorize their sales data. So if any sale, that should say 1,000, if any sale is greater than 1,000 in total, it should say high sales total, or else if it's below 1,000, it should say normal sales total. And then we can create the summarized tables. So I'll show you how to do that. So if we're looking at our data, we have got a sales data folder where we have our January and our February sales in this folder. And we have our salespeople CSV that is dumped one level higher. So our sales data is in Excel format and our salespeople data is in CSV format. I will give you all of these files that you can do this along with me. It will be a shared folder, and that will be in the comments below this video. So you can go and get the data. The structure will be the same. It will have salespeople one level up, and then have the sales data folder one level down. And then if we open this up, you'll see that there's just one tab with the relative sales data. February looks exactly the same as that. So we're going to import this data, we're going to format it and create a final table that we can do all our analysis off. Right at the end, as a bit of a bonus, I will show you, instead of importing each file individually, we can set up Power Query to pull through every file that it finds in a folder. So if in March, a March file gets dumped here, automatically it will be pulled through. So we will do an example of pulling everything in a folder, but the first example we're going to look at, we're going to pull these two files individually and then combine them. So that'll be in the next video. Thank you very much.